He accomplished in life that which is far from simple. He was thoroughly and totally happy. He had a unique ability to reduce things to their simplest form and pay attention to only what mattered in life. He preferred things simple, and he could always see through the details that others got lost in. He embodied all that is good in mankind, and he will be forever missed, but he has left behind a legacy that, to use one of his favorite phrases, is truly mind-boggling. My dad was renowned for his phrases like, not too shabby, not half-dead, like a thorn in my side. That's too much for my head. I could just cry with delight. It doesn't get better than this, and brings tears to your eyes. One of the expressions in referring to his own simplicity was that he didn't use $10 words, but to his credit, he didn't have to. Words he most often used to describe things like spectacular, beautiful, wonderful, nice, and perfect, in fact, best described him. We all have flaws, but he was pretty close to perfect. Other words I would use to describe him are dedicated, genuine, honest, loyal, faithful, patriotic, wise, lucky, consistent, generous, determined, funny, caring, witty, successful, loving, humble, sympathetic, smart, empathetic, kind, pure, and unique. Words that were important to him were love, family, children, wife, and happiness. He made it all look simple, and to him it was. That was the essence of my dad. Born in Brooklyn in 1940, he was the oldest of 5 children. His mother would beg to differ about him being perfect as a child. He wasted no time getting into mischief when he was young, and Grandma was always quick to point that out. He wasn't interested in school and wanted to do his own thing, which for him meant traveling further on his bike and selling more newspapers so he could make more money. He wasn't afraid to get into fights at school because he would not back down. Right was right and wrong was wrong. There was no gray area with him, even as a young boy. If someone was doing something wrong, especially at his expense, they would suffer the consequences. On the other hand, he would always stand up for someone who was being taken advantage of. He often got into trouble with the nuns in grammar school for skipping class or coming back late from lunch. But then he realized that if he showed up with a particular nun's favorite candy bar, she would look the other way. He might not have been interested in classes, but he was getting an education in economics that was out of a lifetime. Sister Miriam Imelda saw the goodness in him and took a keen interest in him from an early age. She guided him and helped him stay out of trouble. She knew there was more to him than met the eye. High school was more of the same for him. He had his sights set on the bigger things. He wanted to make money and be a man. After 4 years, he was short on credits, but he left school and joined the Navy at 17. Getting into trouble, getting poor grades, skipping class, and leaving high school without a diploma isn't normally a recipe for success, but it all went into the mix for him. It made him work harder when he got out into the world because he knew it was going to take determination to succeed. The highlight of high school for him had to have been meeting my mom. He had just turned 16 and she was still 15. They met outside St. Thomas the Apostle Church in Woodhaven and enjoyed a loving courtship that saw him through more than 4 years in the Navy. 5 years after they met, they were married in that same church. Dad liked to equate his 4 years in the Navy to 4 years of college for other people. He was extremely proud to serve, and he grew up during those years in every way. He loved the Navy, the USA, and the American flag. Aside from Christmas, because of all the family time it involved, his favorite holidays were Veterans Day and the 4th of July. His second favorite song was God Bless America, and you could tell that by the way he sang it all along to it. It was fitting that his wake was held on Veterans Day. My dad had an unequaled ability to love so many and to be loved by so many. For someone who lived as humble a life as he did, he certainly made a lot of great friends. He had friends from his teens, from his years at the Exxon business, Sanibel friends, golfing friends, Our Lady of Mercy friends, neighborhood friends, fire department friends. There are hundreds of people who love my dad. He somehow was able to connect with people and to nurture all these relationships seemingly without effort. Whether it was through sharing funny emails, going out to dinner, enjoying some jacuzzi time, playing rounds of golf, going on cruises, playing cards, or seemingly anything else under the sun, he was able to make time to enjoy himself and to do it with friends. You can't speak about my dad without speaking of family, though. Some of his closest friends were also his family members. As the oldest child and the oldest grandchild of his generation, he was natural at looking out for the younger family members. There isn't a person in our family, and we have a legendary family of dozens of cousins and relatives of every age group, whose life my dad hasn't touched or guided. He was a role model and a true patriarch before his time. By example, he showed others how to conduct themselves. He watched out for everyone, took an interest in their lives, and supported them in any way he could. Family was more than just a word to my dad. He told everyone what it stood for, was F-A-M-I-L-Y, Father and Mother, I love you. He could not relate to people who did not feel the same way about their children or grandchildren that he did. The love he felt for his family and the love he showed them could not have been greater. We are all so lucky and so grateful to have shared our lives with him. I only wish that it could have continued for many more years because he had so much to live for and so much more enjoyment ahead of him. When he would say something that could bring tears to his eyes, it was more than just a figure of speech. He would tear up at the mere mention of something to do with his grandchildren. He had so much pride in them and he loved them all so much that he would instantly fill up, especially as time went by. He grew more appreciative of all the love that had built up and more aware that time was passing by. Those feelings multiplied when he was diagnosed with an aggressive form of cancer, and he feared that his time would be cut short. He wanted to live, and he didn't hesitate to tell anyone just that. He had so much to live for, and so much left to enjoy. In a cruel reversal, now we tear up at the mere mention of him. When I remember my dad, I want to think of how spectacular, beautiful, wonderful, nice, generous, and perfect he was. He always looked on the bright side, and usually he was right. He didn't offer advice in a way that seemed like he was telling you what to do, but he helped you by letting you know what he thought, either by his words or by his silence, and then supporting you. More than anything else, I think of him as a problem solver. He spent his life identifying problems and then going about solving them. It could be a problem with an engine, a problem an unwed mother, expected girl faced, a financial problem, or anything else he considered a problem. And most of the time, the problems were being faced by other people, not by him. He selflessly took it upon himself to solve problems, even ones you didn't know you had. If he had something that he thought would solve a problem, whether it be experience, mechanical ability, money, or time, he gave it freely. My dad quietly went about solving problems of all sizes his whole life. He provided mortgages to friends in need. He brought strangers home for dinner some nights when their cars broke down. He was always the designated driver going out with the group. He was quick to offer help to someone who was starting a business. He would be the calming voice to someone about making a rash decision at their job. He planned purchases of his last 8 vehicles around what grandchild would need when they got their licenses. If he thought you might take up golf, he'd buy himself new clubs just to end up having extra clubs to give you. There was no way to tally all of the problems he solved, both big and small, or the lives he impacted. He didn't keep track of something like that because it was just a way of life for him. He was fortunate to have succeeded in business and in investing. Some people always seem to be envious of what he had accomplished in life because they assumed it was by luck. He may have made it look easy, but he liked to say that the harder he worked, the luckier he got. There were years that he worked 7 days a week, drove older cars, and watched his pennies, but he had a plan. When I was a little boy, he was buying and renovating 2-family houses on the side. We used to call them the hammer houses because he would take me with him, and I would spend the day hammering away on scraps of wood while he was turning them into investment properties. He later did similar things with condominiums in Florida, growing one into many and then using that to invest more in the stock market. There wasn't a trading day that went by that he wasn't checking on his holdings, and that continued until last week. While all of this hard work and planning allowed him and my mom to enjoy life, it also made it possible for them to be more and more philanthropic as the years went by. Together, they made a difference in the lives of an incalculable number of people. How many people do you know who leave their dream home in paradise to show up for work at Habitat for Humanity job sites in their new Mercedes? How many of them do that in the hot Florida sun for more than a decade? I only know one person who did that. Before that, he was a volunteer for the Woodhaven Richmond Hill Ambulance Corps for a decade. He was a Montvale volunteer fireman for 45 years. He sponsored Little League teams in town for years. Together with my mom, he supported charitable endeavors of all kinds, both here and in Florida, their entire married lives. There seemed to be no end to their generosity. There was no way I could ever be him, but he inspired me to be like him in any way I could. The greatest compliment someone could pay me is to tell me I reminded them of my dad. I never used the word hero before, but in trying to explain how I feel about him and the example he set, it's clear that he was my hero. I know I'm not the only one who feels that way about him either. It has been rewarding the past few days to hear so many stories from people whose lives my dad impacted in some way. One of my sons commented upon my dad's passing that he was the greatest man I would ever know. I could not agree more. People have described him as being tough. He was a large, strong man, but being tough is more than having physical strength. It's about having unwavering consistency, convictions, determination, and unrelenting dedication. Everyone knew that he said what he meant, and he meant what he said. There were other things my dad loved, or just loved, as he would put it. He just loved his 13-year-old Lincoln Aviator, especially after having just washed it. He just loved our boxer Duffy. He just loved getting massages. He just loved watching sunsets with my mom on Santa with the cocktail flag flying, joined by his friends and some wine. He just loved making a putt after getting on the green in regulation. He just loved the way his old greeting card program on his computer worked. He just loved getting 2 for the price of 1 when it came to anything. He just loved reporting NASCAR races and being able to fast forward through the commercials. I don't think he was exaggerating either. He truly loved the way those things made him feel. My wife Carol Ann and I had a brush with death a month after my dad was diagnosed. I hesitated even talking about our feelings afterwards because our experience only lasted hours. We were lucky. His brush with death was ongoing 24/7 for over 2 years. What I was about to share with him, though, whether I was able to share with him, were inspiring stories of kindness and support, and he was always so moved by them. He would be moved to tears, use some of his favorite words, and then think about solving a problem that might have been revealed in that person's story. Just last month, he had me track down a gentleman who hand makes memorial wooden crosses because he wanted to make a donation to him. The man travels the country at his own expense, providing them to family members. Caroline and I were in the same city as the man, so I found him and talked with him. We sent Colleen a photo of us with him so she could describe it to my dad. When we returned home, he had me mail a generous donation to the man from him. We received a handwritten note from the gentleman and his wife, which my dad had us read to him several times. Just 2 weeks ago, he asked me to send the man a thank you card in return for his thank you card, which I did. Right up to the end, he was more concerned with what other people were going through than what he was facing. Just a few days ago, Colleen's son Brendan found a voice message my dad had left on his phone back in September. The message hadn't shown up until Brendan updated his phone. One of Brendan's friends has died suddenly. My dad called to say that he was thinking about him, that he loved him, and that he was sorry for what Brendan was going through. Like most of you here today, I enjoyed exchanging emails with my dad. He was the hub of a great spoked wheel. So many people sent him emails, and he would go through them and send them out in different directions to different groups of people based on their content. He put thought into who should get each one and which one should go straight to the recycle bin. Emailing him gave me an opportunity to bring him laughter and information, but what it really gave me was the opportunity to tell him I loved him a few times a day, because I personalized each one, ending it by signing Love M. On occasions when he didn't reply to an email, I knew what that meant. He was waiting to reply in person because he was too emotional about it. As predictable as that was, there was another thing that was even more predictable. The first thing he was going to say when we saw each other after a family gathering of any size or for any occasion was, "Does it get any better than that?" It could be after watching one of the grandchildren's sporting events together, a school awards program, or a barbecue lunch by the pool. I always felt so lucky and appreciative that he voiced those feelings when he did. I knew that I'd always remember and cherish them. I had the opportunity to hear them often because throughout his retirement, he would visit me at work to help make bank deposits and to just be with me. Even as he battled illness and his sight worsened, he would be there. It got to the point that he could only drive to the station in daylight, and my mom started driving him. Then it got to the point where I didn't want him handling money because of the germs and his compromised immune system. He slowly lost the ability to enjoy even the simplest pleasures: golf, driving, drinking a glass of wine with mom, going out to dinner, emailing, making greeting cards, and watching NASCAR races were all out of reach. He held out hope of going back to Sanibel one more time, right to the end, and he kept thinking of how to make that happen. He suffered through hundreds of doctor's appointments and tests. He endured hospital stays and watched as he became more reliant on others around him. He would have been justified in being sad or angry, but he remained hopeful, faithful, disarming, and positive. He never complained. He had confidence in God and in his caregivers. We were all on Team MJG. Nurses and doctors could tell there was something different about him. The day before he passed away, a hospice nurse greeted him by asking how he was doing. He replied, "Not half bad." I wanted to tell him, "Can you finally say you're a little more than half bad?" Music is powerful. Music can create a soundtrack of your life. If God Bless America was my dad's second favorite song, then More by Andy Williams, which was my parents' song, was his favorite. It accompanied them through some of their greatest memories during their wonderful life together. They danced to it whenever and wherever it played. A country music performer who I enjoy summed up the power of music best when he said, "Music connects a melody to a memory. A song that can bring you right back to a moment in time. Hearing a song can be like looking at an old photograph. Sometimes the timing of a song is what hits you most." In recent months, my dad was reduced to sitting in a recliner 24 hours a day, usually with an instrumental music channel playing because he could no longer see the television. The music was soothing and many of the songs were familiar. I programmed the channel into the remote so he could press one button to get to it. Last week, that channel remained on. He ate less and slept more. On Tuesday, hospice came to the house for the first time. On Wednesday, Father Patrick came to the house to administer sacraments, and all of his grandchildren and children came to the house to be with him that night. On Thursday morning, 11 of us gathered around him as he quietly struggled. We kept that music channel playing softly for him in the background. As Carol Ann cared for him, our wedding song began to play. We all prayed together and waited. As he began to struggle, the two lights above him flickered. He took a breath, and the lights stopped flickering. He struggled again, and then the lights flickered longer. Back and forth this went for 2 minutes. Then more began to play on the TV. My mom leaned down to him lovingly and told him that their song was playing and that they could have one last dance together. She softly placed her hands on him and began to sway. The song ended and my mom kissed him. Then, softly as I Leave You began to play. The lights flickered once more and he took his last breath. I came across a quote once that reminded me of him. How you do anything is how you do everything. Everyone is born with the same tools as him, but nobody created a better life for themselves than he did. In the end, the boy who didn't want to be a student became a teacher. He taught us all so much by his example. Take what life lessons you learned from him and go forward. Do things in his name,